This man is a 12er. Look it up. Do you know what that is? It's a revolutionary so dangerous that the Ayatollah Khomeini banned 12ers. Okay, here's the Ayatollah Khomeini, who's a revolutionary. He says, stay away from these guys, they're spooky. He didn't co-opt them because he understood they believed in the 12th Imam coming back. And the way to bring the 12th Imam back is to wash the world in blood. There are politicians like the Ayatollah Khomeini who will do revolution for power, and then there are people like this who are madmen. I never thought I'd say, we better learn something from the Ayatollah Khomeini, but here it is. The media and the politician have all of this wrong. In every single walk of life, you want to know why TV doesn't reflect you? You want to know why Washington doesn't reflect you? Because they don't understand, from the radical revolutionaries to the Islamic extremists, and yes, DOJ, they do exist, to the Tea Party movements. Just because you in Washington and you who are so out of touch with life in the media, just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean nobody else does. We do. You know why you're so confused by this show? It's because I believe in something. You don't. Tea parties believe in small government. We believe in returning to the principles of our founding fathers. We respect them. We revere them. Shoot me in the head before I stop talking about the founders. Shoot me in the head. If you try to change our government, I will stand against you. And so will millions of others. We believe in something. You in the media and most in Washington don't. The radicals that you in Washington have co-opted and brought in wearing sheep's clothing change the pose. You get the ends. You've been using them? They believe in communism. They believe and have called for revolution. You're going to have to shoot them in the head. But warning, they may shoot you. They're dangerous because they believe. Karl Marx is their George Washington. You will never change their mind. And if they feel you've lied to them, they're revolutionaries. Nancy Pelosi, those are the people you should be worried about. Here's my advice. When you're dealing with people who believe in something that strongly, you take them seriously. You listen to their words, and you believe that they will follow up with what they say. Didn't we learn that lesson from Osama bin Laden? I heard his warning in 1998. I said on the air at the time, listen to him. We didn't listen. We didn't listen to the revolutionaries in Germany, the revolutionaries in Russia or Venezuela or Cuba. No, no, no. They all have one thing in common. They have all called for revolution. They want to overthrow our entire system of government, and their words say it. Why won't you believe it? As you will learn on Founding Fridays, this Friday, we're talking about James Madison. Here's what you'll learn. The Revolution of 1776 was a picnic compared to what the revolutionaries of today would like to do. It's not a lot of fun. Usually millions of people die. But I'm glad to see our politicians will co-opt those people so they can have power. Fundamental transformation. It's what America is going through right now. And the progressives, the Marxist revolutionary progressives, are still not happy. I'm going to show you the beginning of that civil war inside the Democratic Party next. Democrats and revolutionaries. Two different things. How could we be going through the biggest fundamental transformation of America right now, and the progressives, I claim they are the revolutionary part of the progressives, are not happy? Earlier I showed you what happened to Nancy Pelosi. Now this is at the Progressive America's Future Now conference. Again, Nancy, why are you not in tears at this point?
Okay, you have made your point.
They're shouting at her. She's more afraid of small government rhetoric from old people in lawn chairs than Code Pink throwing and shouting her down and throwing stuff at her. Okay, see, they come up and they eventually say, we got to shut this down here. They're throwing stuff at you. Now, this is a group of people who work with people like the Weather Underground leader, Bernadine Dorn. This is a woman who once called for the destruction of America, and she said, quote, "Tens of thousands have learned that protests and marches don't do it. Revolutionary violence is the only way." Wow. Now, how do politicians want to solve this? Because they know their progressive left is really upset at them. Here's Barney Frank speaking at a young Democratic group last night, addressing their complaints that enough has not been done by Obama. Listen to what he says.
You can reach out to your fellow young people and make it clear to them that where they may not be satisfied with everything we've done, we're not satisfied with everything we've done, the way to cure that is to give us more authority and more ability.
Okay, this was, I guess, last week. Give us more authority. Your authority comes from the Constitution. Give us more authority. They want more power. They are saying, more power. Give us more. I don't know what side Barney Frank is on. I'd put him over here with the sleazy politicians, but I don't know. He's asking for more power. You don't say that when people who you're talking to are calling for a revolution, when you've given them 70% of the economy in 18 months. They'll hold you to that. Senator Blanche Lincoln, she had an election in Arkansas. There was a fight with the unions. So Bill Clinton, this is amazing, Bill Clinton, a politician, comes out and supports Lincoln. Watch this ad.
Here's an article from the Washington Post. It says, some national unions made a decision a few months ago that they wanted to make Senator Blanche Lincoln the, quote, poster child for what happens when a Democrat crosses them. Okay. This is about using you and manipulating your votes.
Yes, yes. A senior White House official taunted the unions in Politico, saying the organized labor unit just flushed money down the toilet. There is a war happening, and you are standing in the window. It's a war of gladiators, but I got news, gang. You are not in the spectator stands. Be aware. Back in a minute. The Coming Insurrection. I told you about this book. It's written by the Invisible Committee, a group of radical, communist, and anarchists. As you read it, please read it. You'll find it at glennbeck.com. Think about what's going on in the world. The socialism of Europe is not enough for the radicals. They don't trust the government, but they don't trust other militants or any politician. Think about this when you read this. Here's what it says. Quote, from elections to transitions, militants will never be anything other than that which distance us. Do we have this in the prompter or not? Or in the deal? Distances us each time a little further from the possibility of communism. Luckily, we will accommodate neither treason nor deception for much longer. They say sabotage every representative, every authority, spread the talk, abolish the general assemblies. These are revolutionaries in Europe. These same kind of revolutionaries with the same kind of think have their hooks in us now. Radicals in Europe and the radicals in the U.S. are using the current system and will cast those systems aside when they feel betrayed. But have some hope, because we have their handbook and much more tomorrow. Read it and prepare. Back in a minute. To tell a friend. Tomorrow we finish the story. The Communist Party USA broadcast their plan on C-SPAN. A lot of people didn't see it. We did. We'll show you how the country is being co-opted and what their plans for us are. Also, in Salt Lake City, the Remedy, July 17th, the American Revival. Get your tickets at glennbecktours.com. From New York, good night, America.